Hey everybody, it's SpiceyKy. Today I want to talk to you about a Fayetteville woman who was shot and killed by police officers during a mental health crisis. But before we get started, I want you to go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Now let's get to the content.
The family of the woman killed by Fayetteville police is now talking to Eyewitness News. They say their granddaughter, 22-year-old Jada Johnson, was suffering from mental health challenges. Police previously telling us they tried for an hour to de-escalate the situation, but could not get her to drop her weapon. Samantha Coomer, live now in Fayetteville, to share more on why the family is calling on police to do better. Sam.
Yeah, good evening. We actually sat down with her grandfather, who was in the room when that crisis unfolded and watched Jada get shot. He walks us through those events, which he says is different than what police are saying thus far, and why he believes that we need to do better when it comes to tackling mental health.
We raised her in this house, which was supposed to be her safe place.
Today, that home haunted with the memories of Jada Johnson's last moments alive. Johnson's grandparents, Rick and Maria Iwanski, along with her young daughter, in the home when she got shot. Iwanski says his granddaughter was trying to end an abusive relationship, and she was hospitalized after a mental health crisis earlier in the week. On Friday, Iwanski says his granddaughter was convinced her boyfriend was going to break into their home and harm them, which sparked the call to the police.
This was not a normal situation, certainly not a criminal situation. There's a health crisis here, mental health issue, I said.
He says he told the police this, but he believes their presence escalated Johnson's condition.
She put the gun to her head and said, "Bring my daughter out here."
Johnson threatened to harm herself, but Iwanski believes she wasn't a threat to anyone else, even with the gun.
But she was not waving it. She was not threatening anybody.
The Fayetteville police say they tried for over an hour to de-escalate the situation and get her to drop the gun. Iwanski remembers her getting pushed to the ground.
It was horrible. I hope she didn't notice me there, because I know she was begging for my help.
He says his granddaughter was laying on the ground when an officer fired 5 shots at her back.
There was nothing. There was no struggle. She didn't fight back. She did not do anything. Just laid there. And they killed her and murdered her in front of me.
Days later, he is questioning how police can respond to situations like these better.
Mental illness is not a crime. It is real. And people have it. And in our society, where we were locked up for 2 years, I think it was really bad. And now it's starting to come out. And in these situations, force is not necessary.
And the State Bureau of Investigation looks into this case. Iwanski saying he hopes that we can learn from this to prevent future deaths. Now, the Fayetteville Police Department does work with a team of mental health responders in situations like this. However, when it's active and there's a gun involved, they actually don't send the team in for the safety of those responders.
New video shows the final moments before a 22-year-old woman was shot and killed by Fayetteville police. CBS 17's Justin Moore joins us live from Fayetteville with what this video reveals. Justin.
Yeah, a lot of unanswered questions surround this case here, but this new video shows how fast this situation escalated. This is doorbell camera video, shows the moments Fayetteville police officers arrived at this home on Colgate Drive Friday night. Family called 911 after their 22-year-old granddaughter, Jada Johnson, thought her boyfriend was trying to break in and kill her. Johnson's granddad, Rick Iwanski, says he explained to officers Johnson was having another mental health crisis after being released from the hospital.
I told him about, what happened recently, and that this is not a criminal situation. Nobody's in trouble here. Nobody's being threatened.
Paramedics leave, and shortly after 2 officers stepped outside to chat, Johnson then comes to the door.
Is this a private conversation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's when Iwanski says his granddaughter became paranoid about police.
They came in, and then she said, "I want my daughter out here." And they said, "Well, no," and then she pulled the gun out of her pocket and pointed at her own head and said, "Bring her out or I will kill myself right here, right now."
Johnson's grandparents say she put the gun down at some point and then picked it back up. Shortly after, you hear calls for backup from the officer inside.
There's no struggle. They murdered my baby. They murdered her right here in front of me and her grandmother and her little baby girl.
Now, at least one officer is on desk duty as SBI investigates this case. Now, Iwanski says he wants to see two things happen in this situation. One, for that officer to be arrested, and the other thing is for reform within Fayetteville Police Department.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Spicey out.